You're saying you want marriage and kids, yet your actions are not lining up. So these men will hit 10 walls and they'll turn 50, 60, and they're like, oh my God, I really want someone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I have for you a special treat. You guys have to see this. We are going to go over this amazing clip that we have today, and we're going to break this down, and as always, we're going to go ahead and jump in. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and hey, my name's Dropboy. Let's get into it.
Truth. Men in their 40s have hit the wall. If they are unmarried and are dating you and you are in your 20s, they have hit the wall.
I know that was a lot of information for you fellas. I just can't believe we're 11 seconds into this clip and so much information has already met with us. She said that men in their 40s have hit their wall. I'm going to go ahead and assume she doesn't know what the definition of the wall is, because if a man is in his 40s and he's unmarried, in his 40s, he's unmarried, and he's dating women in their 20s, is that supposed to be a negative for a lot of men? A lot of men would look at that as a positive. Honestly, everything is positive in that situation. Let's continue. I haven't seen this entire TikTok, but we're going to go through it.
Funny enough, I actually had a mentor years ago that really motivated me or really just encouraged me actually to date men in their 40s, because they are now at their peak financially. They're more ready to settle down, etc. They've been hustling and bustling all their 20s, a lot of their 30s to get to where they're at, and this is the perfect target, right? Now, here's what I noticed. If you are a woman in your 30s and you want to date a man in his 40s, great. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. But if you are in your 20s dating a man in his 40s, let me tell you what you're probably going to experience on your dates. These men are very ageist. They will constantly complain about women their age. They will complain about how they can't really vibe, how they're just so youthful at heart.
Here we go again.
Well, maybe they're complaining about those women because those women are dreadful to be around. Have you ever been around these women? She has absolutely no idea what it's like for a lot of these men that actually have resources. They have the benefits of being a little bit older, of being a little more established. They have no idea what they're talking about. Why would any man, and this is an honest question, why would any man choose to involve himself with a woman that has drama from past divorce, multiple kids, just a lot of dysfunction with a situationship? Since she's been divorced, nobody really will take her seriously, and it's just an onslaught of just negative after negative after negative with these types of people. So I don't understand why any man would risk himself, his assets, or possibly his safety to associate with people like this. These men will date women in their 30s, sure, certain types of women obviously, but these guys are going for the 20-year-olds. They're going for the young ones that have less trauma. They're younger, they're more fit, they can keep up. There's really no reason why they would settle for someone their own age when they can definitely get someone a lot younger.
And how they're just a young spirit. It is exactly the same script, I promise you, because I have been on a few dates with different men on their 40s, and I can tell you, on the first date, it's literally the same script. I promise you it is, okay? Then they'll keep talking about how they're not in a rush to have kids, yet they want kids. So I'm like, well, how does that work?
Subway and give you a 6-inch in the morning and a 6-inch at night. That's not my style. I'm gonna shove this entire foot long down your throat.
It doesn't work for women that are those men's ages. That's exactly the point. That's the point. Some of these men do want to have kids, and so they are accepting the reality that a lot of women their age are not able to have kids, or it is very expensive to happen. And then even if it does happen, there's a lot of complications. It is not normal for 40-year-old or 50-year-old women to start having babies. That's not a normal thing. Actually, I would say probably in the mid to late 30s, that's whenever women start to slow down with being able to have successful rates when it comes to successful rates in that situation. But for the most part, these men that do want kids, they're going to go for younger women. Honestly, it's easier. is safer. The women don't mind at all because obviously the men are established. They can take care of them. They can provide for them. That's exactly what these women are looking for. So it's a win-win. The other types of individuals that make these videos like this one's doing, it's just they've already aged out and they're possibly jealous and they're coping. That's all this is.
Right? So are you saying you don't want kids right now? So you don't want kids in your 20s. You don't want kids in your 30s. You want kids right now in your 40s. AKA, what I'm getting at is they're afraid of commitment. There's no right formula that's going to make them ready to commit.
No, man. Yeah, no, man. I believe you get your saying something like that, man.
Afraid of commitment? No. Men that are in their 40s and that have a lot of assets, that have done well for themselves, are not afraid of commitment. They don't have to commit. They will have girlfriends, and then you can look at a lot of these top tier actors in Hollywood that have a lot of money. Once their girlfriends age out, they just go find a new one. So there's no doubt in my mind that these men wouldn't settle down. However, they are not afraid of commitment. There's no need for commitment. There's no need for it. They will be in relationships all day long, but usually women like this, when they say commitment, they mean a ring type situation. A marriage type situation is what they are referring to, not just being in a committed relationship.
These are forever lasting bachelors. So I want you to be very vigilant. These are men that will not take themselves seriously, and they surely will not take you seriously. These men will also complain about how women are only using them for money. I have not heard these scripts from men who were a little bit younger. I just haven't heard it. So I'm really just gathering that it's just men in their 40s who they can't attract any real relationship. So women who are looking just for money will gravitate towards them because these men themselves are hoes.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I don't think she understands that it's the men who choose the relationship. That's kind of always been the case. If you see a man who is successful in life, successful with dating, successful with the ladies, successful with dating, these men are choosing not to be in relationships if they're not in a relationship. A lot of times these men will have girlfriends, multiple girlfriends, and each one for every night of the week. But if they don't want that, they don't have to have it. Is it really that hard to understand these guys can get everything out of a relationship without actually having a relationship? It's all right there. It's not hard to understand. And nobody would want a relationship with someone like this anyways.
They will be the first ones to go to Tulum. They'll be the first ones to go to DR, to go to whatever island, and go frolicking around with all these women, and then complain about how they can't settle down, how they can't find the one. No, you don't want to grow up. You have Peter Pan syndrome.
Teach them a lesson that I'm in charge, not them.
Who is complaining? Oh my God. These guys are, yes, they are going to these places and they have no problem finding women. They're definitely not complaining. I don't know where she's getting her information from, but this is just, oh man.
And there's something wrong with you. That's it. You're saying you want marriage and kids, yet your actions are not lining up. So these men will hit 10 walls and they'll turn 50, 60, and they're like, oh my God, I really want someone. But at that point, they probably...
This isn't working for you, sis. I'm sorry. I can see straight through everything that's happening here. Fellas, I know exactly what's happening here. It's not a surprise to me that this hasn't happened. This happens all the time, actually. So it's never a surprise that it doesn't happen more often than it should. But this individual right here, he is very bitter about her situation she's in, about her life. These successful, older, rich men are not picking her, and now she is coping with a 3-minute video. Oh man, you're not doing a very good job trying to convey your ideas here.
They have some Russian wife who's 22 or whatever, who is waiting for her check the moment and that's what they get. So here's my bottom line. I am done personally dating men in their 40s.
Good. Go away.
It has to be a big exception at this point if I were to go out with one. But also, like, I'm traveling right now, and even men in this foreign land act the same who are in their 40s, literally giving me the same script in another language. So it's just universal. So if you were considering dating this way for lifestyle, maybe adjust age range on the dating apps. I know they can be fun for like shopping or whatever, but you can also find generous men who are a little bit younger as well.
No, hang on. Just realised. What? I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Really has no idea what she's talking about. He's describing hitting the wall for men that they are in their 40s, they are single, they are bachelors, and that's somehow a negative thing. A lot of men are choosing to be single at those ages, either by way of them being divorced and they just aren't, they're not worrying with it, or sometimes they just have always just been a bachelor. They've never really committed, and the relationships they have had have left a sour taste in their mouth, so to speak. So they are choosing to just be a bachelor and use their assets, use their position in life to get what they want out of women. With late night dates, hooking up and whatnot, some of them will even go on dating apps and find a lot of women that are easy that way. A lot of them are way younger as well. So it's definitely a win-win for all these men. And then you have women like this who describe that as hitting the wall. That's not hitting the wall. That's hitting a stride. They're doing exactly what they want to do. And they're staying as far away from women like you. And women that are old and bitter and traumatized by life, they really want nothing to do with that. They are doing exactly what they want to do. Now, when a woman hits the wall, they hit the wall physically, meaning that their looks are not going to get any better. Actually, they are going to be getting worse from that point on, and also hitting the wall emotionally, because once a woman hits a certain age, there is a lot of trauma that happens from past relationships. From a lot of these women don't have father figures. A lot of these women have been in really tough situations, and a lot of times you can't get out of those situations without having some sort of, without it affecting you negatively in some way. So that is just the reality. And I will always say this: women that are making these types of videos, these are the women that are just completely done. They are done with women that make these videos are probably the ones that tried looking around. They're seeing their friends with these mature men, these older successful men, and they are wondering why it's not happening to them too. Well, that's because you're aging out. These men are not interested in something like that with someone your age, unfortunately. Now, I don't know how old this woman was. There's makeup, there's filters going on, so she could really be any age. I'm not gonna assume. Maybe she's in her 30s. Nobody knows. But this was the first time I ever heard of men hitting the wall. I just thought it was very interesting. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you have something to say. If you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get a notification. I'm still doing new videos every day for you guys, so you get that notification when I post them live. And I will catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.